Only ABC 15 sitting down with Senator Ruben Gallego today. He's been busy both inside and outside our state. ABC 15 anchor Craig McKee just wrapping up a broad conversation with topics including everything from your concerns at the dinner table to developments in veterans health care. Craig joins us now with more.
So Arizona has approximately 460,000 veterans living here. And I sat down with Senator Gallego just after he visited the Phoenix VA. He told me his goal was to see how the most recent reduction in force by the Trump administration across the Department of Veterans Affairs is impacting Phoenix and the veterans who use its services. VA went through a reduction in force plan, caused serious concerns, not only among people who work for the VA, but for our veterans as well. The VA secretary told me just this weekend, in fact, among nearly 3,000 other veterans at DAV National Convention, that the rifts are over. First, do you believe that? And in visiting the Phoenix VA here, what are they telling you how the rifts have impacted the mission here?
What I am hearing is this. 40% of the doctors that were offered a position in the VA have rejected their position at the VA. You're seeing about 1,500 nurses that also have rejected offers from the VA. So that's telling me right now that we're not meeting the demand. We need more doctors, we need more nurses. I just, as you said, was at the Phoenix VA talking to them. They're seeing that problem. They're having a problem recruiting the people they need, whether it's doctors, nurses, different types of clinicians, because a lot of them, number one, can't compete with the private sector, but number two, because of the instability that was caused by some of these announcements, there's a lot of these workers that just don't want to take the chance of moving their family here and potentially losing their position later. And so, one of the things I talked to our Veterans Administrator is to make sure that we clearly communicate that these are not going to continue to happen, or else we're always going to have a recruitment problem with the VA.
Of course, the one question many are wondering right now is whether he plans to run for a higher office after his recent visits to Iowa and Pennsylvania, taking part in public events typically tied to presidential candidates. Are you planning to run for president or vice president?
No.
Straightforward there. He tells me those trips are actually about getting the Democratic Party on the same messaging as they look at the next election. You can hear more on that message, his support for some of the Trump administration's current immigration policies, and what he thinks about deploying the military to help. It's in the full interview on the ABC 15 app and on your favorite streaming devices.